Hey guys, it's Djinnblade 304 here, and welcome to the next LEGO Ninjago Legacy comparison. Today we're comparing set 9448 Samurai Mech, which has 452 pieces, retailed for $39.99 when it came out in 2012. And then on the right we have set 70665 The Samurai Mech. Yeah, big difference, I know, right? Came out in 2019 with 154 pieces, and it retailed for $14.99. And there is an additional category, so we'll be going over the value, playability, poseability is our extra category, part usage, overall look, and the final score. Alright, let's start off with value here. So, we'll do the 2019 one first. So, in 2019, you can find this set for $15, sometimes cheaper than that, on sale at Walmart or Target. $15 for 154 pieces. That's not a bad price per piece ratio. It's actually really good. But do the figures and stuff hold up? No, not really. Again, this set, it just is nothing compared to that one. But the value, I would say, on this one is decent for what you get. You get a decent new Samurai X minifig, which we will actually compare that later on. A somewhat decent mech build. Some nice parts overall. And you get these two skeletons, which are fine, I guess. But they're really not that great compared to the original. So, unfortunately, I do not have a Knuckle minifig at the moment. But you can just see the comparison between these two. The new one on the left and the old one on the right. Or, I should have the old one on the left and the new one on the right to match my current system. But, anyway, you can just see there is really no comparison, because this one's really bad. And this one is and was really good. So, we're just going to stick him to the side for now. He's not really important throughout the rest of this video. But overall, the value is decent on this. So, $39.99 for 452 pieces is a really good deal. Now, you may think it's a similar price per piece, about 9 cents, give or take a little bit. It's like 9 to 10 cents per piece. That's not bad. It's really good. But when you factor in a lot of these small pieces are 1x1 cheese slopes, then that takes away from some of the value. But then you also can factor in that these minifigs have special molds for their head. Baitar does, and so does Snike here. And you also factor in you have these big cow catcher pieces and these big dome pieces used at the top, along with the big cannon and the Technic beam back here and the sword and the this large barrel piece as well. You have to, when you factor all of that in, you realize that that's an even better deal than what you would get with that one, because that one doesn't have any super large pieces, any specifically new molds besides the new heads for the skeleton, but they're the same for each one. These aren't the same piece, not at all. So, I think I'm going to have to give the value to the old Samurai Mechs at 9448. So that one gets a check for value. Our next category is playability. This new Samurai Mech, while it is small, does have some great playability features to it. For example, we start by opening the cockpit. But anyway, you can just stick your Samurai X minifig, or really any minifig you want in there. You can close that up, and then she's nice and secure inside the mech. So that's good. She has the sword on one arm, and these two other swords on the other arm with a claw hand that she can use to hold maybe a skeleton if she caught him. I don't know. We'll just use that as an example here, because that seems like something that could happen. But it has some nice poseability. It has stud shooters up at the top here. It has this flag that can move up and down. That's not really a feature. If you don't like that, you can get rid of it. It's not that important. And poseability is a separate category, but we'll talk about it a little bit here. It is very, very poseable. You can get a lot of good poses out of it. You can see you can move these things as well. They're not really that special or need for anything, but yeah, there's just not much playability here compared to the other one. You can just slice a skeleton in half if you want to, just like that. But the sword does come out of the hand. Not very easily, but it does. So, I'm going to have to say this one's not great, but we'll take a look at the other one and see if that one's any better. So this one gets bonus playability points because you have this catapult that comes with it, and you can launch a minifig, which I will demonstrate that here for you. So you just launch him across like that. You can do that with Bitar as well, or you could just put a weapon in there, or you can put this little extra capsule from the Samurai Mech cannon in there and just fire that off, and I'll probably never see that again. But anyway, as for playability with the Samurai Mech, it is very playable. You can stomp on this if you wanted to, but that's not important. So you can, if we angle that up here, you can pull this back, open that forward, put Samurai X in here, who we do have, and we will just stick Nia in there in the cockpit. And then we can close the front part up, and then we can close the back part up. So now that Nia is in there all comfortably, you can see that these cannons can move forward. This one does shoot out, which I will just demonstrate. I'll shoot it back there. It didn't work. So I'm not sure if you guys saw that. My hand was probably in the way, but it shot all the way back in that corner back there. Anyway, as for other playability features of the Samurai Mech, you can move these rocket boosters up and down. And these feet are posable. You can move them. You can move the legs as well, obviously. And it's best to have this cannon in the back position, just because there's also another cannon on the other side which does not shoot, but it can move, which is nice. The sword is really good. It's a really good build for the sword. I appreciate it. You can pull it out, stick it in the other hand if you don't want it there. So it's a nice build for the sword. I think it's pretty accurate, much more accurate than the new one, obviously. But the new one is based off of something else, so we can't really judge it based off of accuracy in this case. But you can see that there's plenty of posability with the arms, but the arms are a little short. I wish they were just like the next size of Bionicle or Hero Factory CCBS piece up, like the next size up. But it's fine that they're not. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't make a difference. It still has some decent posability. And unfortunately, it does seem to bend over a little bit, but there is the feature that the feet do stop it. If I can get my camera to angle down, like that, the feet do stop it from falling all the way over. But the ball joints are very loose on mine because it is old, and it does want to tend to fall forward a little bit. But that's a problem I've had with it. But it's not really that big of a deal. So for playability, I'm going to have to give the win to the old Samurai Mech, just for the fact that it has this little side build, and for the fact that it actually has a cannon that can shoot, and the cockpit is much better, just the way that it opens, and you can put the minifig in and out, and the fact that it has this bigger and better sword, and by the way, these claws can move as well. I didn't really show that, but they can move, and the fact that these can move up and down, and both cannons can come forward, and one of them can fire, which I think is much better. Alright, as for posability, we're going to start with the newer Samurai Mech. So posability, there's a joint at the ankle, there's a joint at the hip, there's no knee joint, but not many mechs do have knee joints these days anyway. Sorry about the shaky camera, I hit my tripod. And there's a sword, there's a joint at the wrist, there's a joint at the elbow, which can only really move one, or it can move both ways, my bad. And then there's a joint for the shoulder, which is nice as well. There's a same thing on the other side. You can stand up like it's getting ready to attack. You can make it, have its sword going across its body, getting ready to strike. You can do all kinds of great things with the posability on this one. So I think that the posability overall is really, really good. Nothing really gets in the way of it. As for the older Samurai Mech, this is where we have a little bit of problem. You can see these do fall over. As I said, these ball joints are loose, but you can see you cannot really pose this without these other flaps moving, and that's fine. And you can't really get the sword all the way across the body. That kind of sucks for this, but you know, it's not bad. I mean, you can move the arm back and forth. You can make it look like it's going to jog or something. I don't know. You can have it in a front-facing position, ready to attack. This broke off. That's just great. You can have it leaning forward like it's about ready to attack. The body also does swivel from side to side, so you can move it left and right, depending on if you want to have it facing one side or facing the other side. Let's see if I can back my tripod up to... show you guys that. And then you can also have it standing, or I don't think it can support itself on one leg. It cannot. So we're not even gonna bother attempting that here. So, and the center joint is a little loose. So I think I'm gonna have to give the poseability point to the new Samurai Mech, just because the ball joints are smaller and more compact and able to be moved a lot easier than the bigger ball joints and the ratchet joints combined. So we did already talk about a little bit of part usage with having a bunch of these cheese slopes, which I think is nice for the detail. So that's a semi point towards this one. And you can see the cow catchers are also a nice piece to have used for this. These keep falling off, which is really annoying, but you can see these cow catchers are really nice for what they are supposed to be for. And the crown, I really appreciate the use of the gold spinner crown right there. I think that looks great. The dome pieces up top of the helmet are awesome as well. The way they built the jetpacks are great. The cannon, I like how they did that, and I like how they built this other non-firing one over here. The build for the sword is really good. I couldn't have done any better myself. The build for the feet are big enough to support it, which is really good. So part usage for this one is very well done. And for the catapult over here, it's nice. It has some nice little detail to it. You can see it has the big basket that's big enough to hold a minifig, maybe even two. It has some detail, some stone greebling on the side, which is fine, and it looks good. So this one has some really good part usage. As for the new one here, that's not so much the case, because there's nothing really special. I wish they wouldn't have used stud shooters, because stud shooters are really lame, and like they're in way too many sets these days. But you can just remove those if you don't like them, which I might end up doing. I don't know. The feet are able to support it, which is nice. I like how they use this slope piece. Let me angle it down a little bit so you can see it better. And I like how they use these pieces that the Samurai Mech uses for the hands, for the side. I guess they're for like the shoulder armor. I guess, I don't know. The sword build is fine. It's not bad. It's pretty good. The way they built the cockpit is really interesting, because they have the bricks with the 1x2, or the 1x1 with studs on two sides. So that's fine. Good detailing there. And also I like the way they did the flaps by using one of the hole in the side. Instead of leaving that blank, they put one of the flaps there smaller, and that way that really doesn't get in the way at all. And again, you can just remove it or move it out of the way if it does get in the way. And there's some nice stickers. Same for both of these, really. The nice gold tile in the middle with a sticker of that. And the flag up here is fine as well. I like the other flag on the older one better, which is why the older one is going to get the win for the part usage category. So as you can see, the old Samurai Mech just has a much better look. The new one is actually more similar to the one that was released in the Samurai X Cave Chaos, this puny little pathetic thing that's not very good at all. But as you can see, it's just, there is no hope for that Samurai Mech. It just was never going to be good. I mean, I didn't have high expectations when I found out it was going to be $15. I thought that was a little ridiculously small. But the new Samurai Mech has its good abilities. It's more posable than the other one. It has a decent minifig selection. The new one, or the old one, does as well. And the old one just looks better. I just like the way it is with the red and the dark red. That one has the same color combination. This one incorporates more of the gold, which I do appreciate, and that's why I'm going to have to give that one the win. So the old Samurai Mech wins. Plain and simple. I knew it was going to win even before the new one came out. The old one is just so much better. It has a great Samurai X compared to the... And, well... So as you can see, both minifigs aren't bad. I like the gunmetal gray color more than the bright red color for the samurai armor, but it's fine. I really do appreciate that either way. And the gunmetal gray helmet compared to the black one too. They used the same piece. I was really hoping they were going to use that one piece from the monastery training set that they used for that samurai helmet, but they didn't, and that's fine. As you can see, they did change it a lot, and I think that's fine. It looks good. Both versions look good. but I think the older one's better because I have more nostalgia for it, maybe. The back printing on the new one is a little bit better, though. I like the face print on the old one as well, but that just adds to my point of why the old one is so much better. I'm used to saying the new one is better because that's the way it's been for every other comparison I've done so far. But the old one is just better. It is. And that's that. If you guys don't agree, tell me why you think the new one is better in the comment section below. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And we'll see you guys in the next video. This is Djinnblade 304 signing off. Bye.